and gentlemen, that deserves a thunderous applause. Let's give it up for the incredible Tutari artists. What a powerful way to start the opening plenary, right? This art form, which was once reserved for announcing royalty, now signals something just as powerful. A gathering rooted in purpose, courage, and shared intention. So to each and every one of you who navigated the puddles, the traffic, the unexpected water features of Mumbai, your presence here today really deserves a Tutari of its own. So please give yourselves a huge round of applause. And we're really grateful that you chose to be here, come rain or shine. Now to kick things off in style, we have a performance that brings alive the spirit of Maharashtra in continuation of what we just experienced. So to tell you more, I'm handing it over to my brilliant co-MC, Asta.
Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for a performance that will stir your soul and ignite your pride. As the beats of the dhol rise, the energy of Maharashtra fills the air. The talented students of Fazlani Academy Global School are here to take you and me on a breathtaking journey. A celebration of courage, culture, true devotion. This performance is a tribute to the lion-hearted Maratha warrior, the pride of Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, whose legacy continues to inspire generations with his bravery, his vision, his love for the motherland.
And as the spirit of Maharashtra would be incomplete without invoking the blessings of our beloved Lord Ganesha, this performance is also capturing the grandeur of the Ganpati festival with devotion, dance, and drums that come alive on every street. So get ready for a dynamic blend of history and festivity, choreographed by the world-renowned dance maestro, national award-winning choreographer, and Baron Sandeep Soparkar, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a huge round of applause. The students of Fazlani Academy Global bring to life the pulse of Maharashtra with strength in their steps, pride in their hearts, and devotion in every movement. Let the celebration begin.
सिंहासनाधीश्वर राजाधिराज श्रीमंत श्री 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 छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज की सर्वांगी सुंदर उदिशेंदुराची कंठी झळके माळ मुक्ता फळांची जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती हो श्री मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ती जय देव जय देव देव श्री गणेश देव श्री गणेश देव श्री गणेश
ज्वाला सी चलती है आंखों में जिसके भी दिल में तेरा नाम है परवाह ही क्या उसका आरंभ कैसा है और कैसा परिणाम है धरती अंबर सितारे उसकी नजरें उतारे डर भी उससे
आ गया है। हिंद प्रांत के हर इंसान को इस शैतान से मुक्ति दिलाने का व्यवहार होगा और अंग और उसकी खोखली सल्तनत को जला के राख कर देंगे। जय भवानी, नमः पार्वती पतये।
हंस पर कंडजनी कंस पर धूमलिच्छ वंश पर शेर शिवराज है।
छत्रपती सह्याद्रीचा आठवे शिवाजी राजा जगा वंदितो तुम्हा शिवराया राहू दे कृपेची छाया आठवे शिवाजी राजा जगा।
चमके सितारे देखो हमारे शत्रु तो सारे हारे। जय हो शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा। हम वो सिपाही जो है सदा ही रूप शिवा का धारे। जय हो शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा। गाती ये धरती है गाता ये अंबर है गाती है सारी हवा। तेरे मन में शिवा
मेरे मन में शिवा
सांसों में शिवा
प्राणों में शिवा
हर घड़ी में शिवा
हर दिशा में शिवा।
आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा हर घड़ी में शिवा हर दिशा में शिवा। आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा।
How amazing was that? Let's give it up one more time for the phenomenal students of Fazlani Academy Global. The energy, the absolute precision, and the confidence. I think we can all agree that was not a school performance. That was a full-on blockbuster show.
I think I felt the full nostalgia and pride of what it was like to be a college student in Pune during Ganpati time, and the streets would light up with celebrations. So thank you so much. You were incredible, students of Fazlani Academy Global.
And more importantly, I think that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Lord Ganesha, we can all agree, are the heart of Mumbai. And as a Mumbaikar, that was actually, I feel so proud right now, that touched my heart.
Alrighty. Shall we get this show on the road? Welcome, Swagat, Ahlan wa Sahlan, Bienvenidos, Karibu, and Huanying. A very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the 2025 Annual IC3 Conference. To our distinguished dignitaries who are joining us from different walks of life, first-time attendees of the IC3 Conference, and our IC3 family from around the world. And most importantly, our very special student volunteers who are here today. We couldn't do this without you, and this one is for you. So we're in for a pretty power-packed 2 days, right? We're going to have incredible keynotes that span across decoding ancient myths with modern management with Mr. Devdutt Patnaik this morning, purpose-driven leadership rooted in timeless wisdom with Sri Gauranga Das at the IC3 Institute graduation, and the art of reinvention and storytelling from the creative world with Mr. Boman Irani at the closing plenary tomorrow. We have expert sessions that go deep across the full stack of career and college guidance that you absolutely don't want to miss, and intentional networking with high school educators, universities, and mission-led organizations which will turn introductions into collaborations. And yes, potentially a few hiccups might happen too. Maybe a sound glitch, a potential misprinted name tag, or a chai tray that goes rogue. So for that, I ask in all humility for your patience, your support, and maybe a little bit of humor, because none of that will take away from what this is at its core. A full-fledged festival of purpose, learning, and community.
I think from what Kritika ma'am just described, I don't know about you, but I'm really excited.
Are you?
And thank you. Everyone today is really cheerful right now. That's really hyping me up. Okay, so now I want you all to take a pause and do something for me. Let's get this momentum going. When I say I see, you say 3. Okay, can I get a thumbs up? Yeah, let's go. I see.
3.
I see. I see.
3.
I see. 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 That, what you just heard, the beautiful chaos and power in that was exactly what it sounds when there's counseling in every single school.
So please give yourselves a huge round of applause. This is exactly why we need this Gen Z energy, right, to kick things off. Bold, completely unapologetic about making us participate in something whether we're ready or not. And leading the charge for that is someone truly special with me today, my co-presenter, partner in crime, and my new little sister, Asta. She's witty, intelligent, and wildly present. And she's funny in a way that kind of sneaks up on you. And the kind of person who can drop both a one-liner and a thought-provoking life insight in the same breath. So she brings so much heart and humor into every space that she steps into and makes it better by just being there. Once on track to become a lawyer, Asta has recently been inspired by the intersection of biology, beauty, and bold ideas. She now dreams of building a purpose-driven beauty brand rooted in science, self-expression, and serious ethics. Of course, with perfect eyeliner placement as well. Her warmth and energy is unmissable, and she's the kind of person you will find yourself rooting for because we want to nurture a world in which future leaders like her thrive, right? And today she's going to guide us through this experience, so please give it up one more time for my amazing co-MC, Asta.
Okay, so that has left me really teary-eyed, but I'm still going to try my best to describe exactly what I feel about my new best friend here. So, I'm going to introduce my collab bestie right now. That's right. What I'm going to say next might offend some, but this one right here is too cool to be a millennial, but born too early to be a Gen Z. Next up, we have someone who is basically a superhero in the education world. Only her cape is made of curriculum plans, strategic partnerships, and quite a few coffee stains from last night's brainstorming. Her mission? To help every young person like me realize they are, in fact, the main character of their own life. And as a Gen Z, I personally love that idea. To find the career path that's the perfect fit, not just the one that their cousins, uncles, neighbors said was safe. I think that's just really magical. And when she's not busy changing the future and creating superheroes like herself, she's diving, literally. As an advanced open water scuba diver, a rescue diver training on the horizon, she's equally at home navigating coral reefs as she is navigating complex education systems. Now, I have a secret, more like a confessional. I have thalassophobia, aka fear of deep waters. But after knowing someone like her, I can confidently say that with an instructor like this one, even this coward wouldn't mind diving 1,000 times. Most people hype you up to do a good job. But this starfish right here shines so bright, she unknowingly hypes you up to believe in, well, yourself. And then one can't help but do a brilliant job. Please give a huge, splash-worthy welcome to the amazing Kritika, educator, changemaker, part-time mermaid.
Okay, I'm so embarrassed, blushing, and slightly teary as well. And I kind of forgot what I was going to say next.
I've achieved my goal, let's go.
And now that you're well acquainted with us, your two MCs for the day, let's switch this up to the next segment. So as an educator, I've seen how career and college guidance systems and counseling as a culture isn't built overnight. It's built moment by moment through everyday choices that each and every one of you have already been making. And one of the most powerful shifts I've witnessed is when counseling stops being a side office service and starts becoming a part of the school's core ecosystem, woven into classrooms, extracurriculars, leadership, community service, and even casual conversations. That's exactly when the students grow. You know that child who has been labeled as aggressive suddenly learns how to share his emotions? The one that's been quiet for a long time slowly begins to raise their hand. And the ones who felt like they only had limited choices dare to begin to dream bigger. So when career guidance is seamlessly integrated into all school functions, students develop self-awareness, real-world exposure, and the ability to make informed, best-fit decisions, which is a skill that will stay with them for life no matter what is happening around them in the world. And today, as we honor a decade of IC3's impact, we also unveil something new, carrying forward the heart of our legacy and the promise of what is still to come. So instead of saying more, I think it's time to see it in action. Ladies and gentlemen, the video of IC3 at 10.
To create powerhouses within schools.
Is not a commodification of education. Instead, recognizing that your students are individuals, souls, people who need care and love and compassion.
The storm is coming.
Counselors, if they are able to find passion in every individual in this world, we will see a very, very different world. And therefore, your job is the most important.
We need to have a paradigm shift, going from mass production of students to mass customization of students. How do you instill the joy of learning? How do you invoke curiosity? It's important for each of us to join hands to make a difference. Because as educators, we have an oversized impact on what can happen not only today, but into the future.
As a student, I can confidently say that was extremely inspiring. This is so special to see because genuinely I've seen firsthand how much of a difference it makes when a teacher, a counselor, or even a mentor like yourselves simply takes a moment to calm down and to ask a student, not just how are your grades, but how are you doing? The most meaningful lessons I've carried forward weren't always from textbooks. Rather, they weren't ever from textbooks. But they were always from those small hallway chats, classroom conversations, little check-ins, Even though they seem so insignificant, they make me feel seen. And this has helped me grow in confidence, build my ability to be my best self. In honor of IC3 starting this revolution in career and college counseling, switching up the gears to new milestones from year 10, we are excited to unveil something really special. Ladies and gentlemen, the IC3 at 10. Now, every great movement has that one person who refuses to settle for, this is just how it's always been. That one dreamer who says, nope, we can do better. For IC3, that person is none other than Mr. Ganesh Kohli. He's not just the founder of IC3, he is the original spark, the cheerleader in chief, and honestly, the kind of person who can make you believe in the impossible before you've ever even had your first coffee on a Monday morning. So, as we celebrate 10 years of this incredible journey, let's give the loudest, warmest welcome to the heart, the energy, the unstoppable force behind IC3, Mr. Ganesh Kohli.
Good morning. Good morning. Does this sound all right? Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much. We made it. Mumbai soaks the rain. We don't drown in the rain. We soaked it all in, and we got here. So for all of us who had to go through some horror turbulence as the plane was getting in, who had to stay on the tarmac for 2 hours, and to go through all of that, and you still were determined to be here. A big round of applause and much gratitude to all of you. I know many of us had a tough ride in, but to see all of you here together, it emboldens us to keep working. So I just want us to take a moment and think about, and we can close our eyes just for half a minute. Can we all close our eyes? You can take your left hand and put it on your heart. Just take your left hand and put it on your heart with your eyes closed. And remember that one person that provided you guidance or a piece of advice or an insight. Go back. It could be your mother. It could be your father. It could be an uncle. It could be a taxi driver. Go back to that one person who gave you a piece of advice. And as you recollect that memory, I want you to now just look at how that advice impacted you and why it was so important for you. And as you look at that, you can now turn to all the people and just bow down with all humility to all the people who've given you advice, who've given you guidance as you've arrived at this point in your life. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Humility is such a key element to what we've built here at IC3. And we know that we're a sum total of all the guidance that we've received. We've received guidance from so many different individuals. And while we're working to build counseling ecosystems around the world, I wanted to acknowledge that each one of us are here because of certain gifts that we have received. The gift of life that we received from our parents, who still give you advice as simple as, beta khana kha lena, please have food, my child. And it's important, and so many other little things. So we are really, when we are honoring counselors and when we are encouraging counseling, we're encouraging an ecosystem of guidance. And I don't know how many of you are party to the conversation on work-life balance. How many of us practice work-life balance? With a show of hands? You practice work-life balance? And how many of us struggle to practice work-life balance? And I'm going to challenge you today. And you know, I was a fidgety kid when I was growing up. I was an outstanding student, always standing outside class. And I couldn't sit in one place. So you can see I'm fidgety. I've got some learning disabilities, although at least I feel I have some. But I'm going to challenge you a little bit. What does work-life balance really mean? Work is the punishment I have to endure for a life at the end of it. Monday to Friday punishment, Saturday, Sunday reward. Morning to evening punishment, evening Netflix thriller. All those who are practicing work-life balance or are saying that I'm trying to balance work with life, they are basically saying work is the punishment, life is the reward. And you know what? How many of you who raised your hand loved it when school shut down? You were bored in school? You know the grumpy 35-year-old is the bored kid in school. Did you know that IC3 began because of that? It's the same kid who says, Padhai saza, khelna maza. That academics is the punishment and playing is the reward. That extracurricular activity is what I like. What should have been called deeply immersive curricular activity. So, not just are we solving certain challenges with mental health and learning outcomes and transitioning through school into university, but we are also solving the challenges with grumpy, unhappy working professionals. When we began with IC3, Gallup's State of the Global Workplace report said that 84% of the world's working population was actively or passively disengaged at work. And when we mapped that with students in school, we found 93% of students worldwide in schools are bored. So the bored kid in school is the grumpy 35-year-old on Monday morning. The bored kid in school is talking about work-life balance instead of talking about personal life and professional life balance. I love my wife. I don't see Dr. Preeti here because she's receiving Devdutt. But I love my walk, holding her hand. Every evening, I need those 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But I'm as excited going to work. And I found that beyond euphoria and depression, in the middle is what is called bliss. And my work life or my professional life and my personal life is equally blissful. But I had a lot of work to do on myself. And as a brash guy, I really needed to meditate. I really needed to work on my inner world. But it could have helped if I had discovered my purpose in everyday school life. And so what are we really doing with counseling as a culture? What is this theme really calling us to do? Is to make every school day purposeful. Every teacher as a counselor, every principal as a counselor, every school assembly as a counseling opportunity, every geography class as a counseling class, every math class as a counseling class, essentially bringing purpose in everyday school life. And I taught mathematics. I thought the best place to teach math was the football field. I did not need a kid to love math. All I needed was for him to love football. And we would deal with math. And so I would encourage all of us to fully embrace the power of counseling. Counseling is like air and water that permeates every school, all of our lives, every institution. And if we fully embrace the power of counseling, we're going to see some incredible transformation. This community has grown because counseling is an idea whose time has come. And while we said this 10 years back when IC3 began, people thought this was very naive. I have several counselor friends who are principals today. Geeta Jayant is here, Deblina Chakrabarti is there. I can name many, but now it's not about turning counselors into principals. It's about turning every principal into a counselor, every university representative, everybody who does outreach is not a sales function. It's actually a counseling function. If you can help young people find meaning and context in every conversation, if you can help them find the why, they'll do everything that's right for them and that's right for all of us. And so I'm encouraging all of us to fully embrace this theme. And I can tell you, since we are getting into our 10th year, 10 years from now, every educator will need to be a healer first. That's my prediction. We can look at the 20th IC3 conference. We're going to need to be able to heal young people. Is that my timer? Is that what is left, or is it? That's what's left for me, right? Okay, good. I can see I'm not doing another address. So I want we really we're going to need to heal young people as they are coming through, and we're going to need to heal ourselves. There's a lot of turbulence in our minds. This monkey mind is jumping so rapidly. There are 1,000 thoughts in our mind right now. For us to do anything in life, we're going to have to ground ourselves in the present moment. And we're going to have to heal ourselves, and classrooms will become places for healing. And IC3 is consciously marrying career and college counseling with consciousness and well-being. We're publishing our 3rd volume of our student suicide report this year. There's a lot of work. We have a task force averting student suicide. There's a lot of work to be done on mental health along with career and college counseling. Career and college related stress is causing tremendous amount of mental health distress. And so we really need to double down on that. But I wanted to just welcome everybody and acknowledge all those for the next 2 days. If we can all clean our chairs, give up the chair called I know, and be on chairs called I don't know or I want to know. I have to tell you, after 12 years of teaching, and I started out teaching engineering mathematics, after 12 years of teaching, I became arrogant. I thought I could have 1,200 people and I could teach the most abstract concepts in mathematics, but I became arrogant. And the educator arrogance is the greatest risk for this kind of a millennial, what Gen Z, what is it? What generation is it? This is the greatest risk. And I started to meditate, and when I started to meditate in 2006, I started to carry a knife in my pocket. I remove it every morning. It's meant to chop the ego. And when you chop the ego, you can actually relax a little bit more. You can smile a little bit more. You can sit on the chair called I don't know or I want to know a little bit more. And you can actually go beyond that very traditional way of existing. So IC3 is a community where we have no VIP seating, actually. We have no sofas. Everybody's a VIP at IC3. And we're a community of where there is humility and compassion, and I encourage all of us to embrace this culture. My last bit is that over the next 10 years, we are intending to double down on not just growing counseling, but bringing well-being. And we are also going to double down on ethics. We are going to become a membership organization and make it accessible. but we are going to have a charter and we are going to make ethics front and center. We do not want to create another coaching industry with counseling. We do not want another quota to be created out of counseling. We are going to double down on this, and there are going to be many decisions which are going to be very special. We'll have IC3 on demand, which my colleague will talk about. We'll have IC3 regional conferences, which are going to be residential. And we are going to have a charter. And we're doing a lot more in advocacy and policy work. So I just wanted you to know that please, we're only just starting on this mission, even though it's the 10th year. And finally, we couldn't have survived on love and fresh air. Our sponsors, our partners, our university attendees, all of them, this venue takes a lot for us to put together this conference. It's a year of love and labor, but also lots of contributions to all our organization delegates, our university delegates, our partners, our supporters. Thank you for bringing reality to our romance. We've been rather romantic at IC3. You've actually told us, hey, buddy, you need a good venue. Why should only gynecologists and ophthalmologists go to a geo convention center? Why can't I, as a teacher who draws a salary which is much lower and can't come and attend at geo? Why is this a privilege? So we make it accessible. We can do it because of so many friends and supporters. And so I just want to honor all of you. Can we have a big round of applause for all our sponsors, university colleagues, organization delegates, all those who come into the expo, all those who are attending the conference. You are allowing us to be romantic about this idea and to bring counseling. So I'm grateful. Thank you so much. And a very, very warm welcome to Mumbai. Soak yourself, not just in the rain, but also in all the learning. Lots of gold dust coming your way in the next 2 days. Hopefully you'll leave with a lot of jewelry. And don't go anywhere, including tonight. We're going to dance in this room. We'll drop all our masks as educators. We're going to have a DJ here. We'll have the dhol here. No alcohol at IC3, sorry. We can even dance on news at IC3, by the way. We've got all that energy to even do that. So please don't go anywhere. 2 days of absolute thrill. And we will see you through the next 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ganesh sir. You inspire us so much. It's like coffee is optional. And you're basically our smartphone, because without you, none of this connects.
So we heard Ganesh talk about something really important. And I think Asa's going to help me explain it a little bit better. So Asa, you've moved around quite a bit, right? What are some of the cities you've studied in?
Oh, wow, okay. Well, let me quickly recollect. Okay, I've studied in Mumbai right now, Bangalore, Lucknow, Delhi, and London. And I've lived in 3 other cities somewhere in the middle. I guess you could say that my school uniform changed way more often than my phone wallpaper, but that's something.
So I love that. And what stood out to you most about the students in each of these cities?
Honestly, everything. I feel like each city is unique in its own way, and then so are the students. For example, in Mumbai, we are all super driven, right? But by the end of a Friday night, we burn out completely. In London, I had friends who had all the resources, all the knowledge, the best teachers, but they did not have a very clear idea of how to choose between them. And in Bangalore, the stress, and I mean it, was real. But the conversations around careers were really hush-hush.
Thanks for expanding on that. Which is exactly why a one-size-fits-all approach or a cookie-cutter, copy-paste model to career guidance is just not going to work anymore, right? And with IC3 at 10, we're moving from the process of building awareness of why we need career and college guidance and shifting things to the next gear to say, how do we build globally inspired but locally rooted solutions that have very clear and specific outcomes for each stakeholder?
Presenting IC3 on demand, a tailored, impact-first, value-aligned model. We build each gathering with the host. So if a school wants to cut grade 11 decision fog, like, what we are going through right now, we might co-create pathway studios, counselor microclinics, and parent labs. And this will help us essentially track clarity and next steps, not just attendance. This initiative began with a candid podcast between Mr. Ganesh Kohli and Mr. Amir Khan, spotlighting the need and method for structured support for differently abled and gifted learners.
And the first official IC3 on demand goes live on November 28th, 2025 with the University of Queensland and Study Australia. So let's give it up for them one time. This is going to be headlined by Mr. Ganesh Kohli and Mr. John Buchanan, who is a peak performance coach and strategist. So they'll take a deep dive on how high performance coaching can elevate school counseling beyond marks into resilience and purpose. Okay, so the 2025 annual IC3 conference genuinely would not be possible without our incredible host and partner. So let's take a moment and give it up for Atlas Skill Tech University. So Atlas Skill Tech University is India's first new age urban multidisciplinary university, pioneering education at the intersection of design, technology, strategy, and leadership.
For the third consecutive year, Atlas has partnered with IC3, not just as a host, but as a true ally in our mission of achieving counseling in every school. With its future-forward mindset and bold approach to innovation, Atlas is shaping not only careers, but also lives and communities, making it the perfect home for this landmark 9th edition of the IC3 conference. Now, let's take a moment to see what Atlas is all about. Can we roll the video, please?
And now it's my honor and privilege to introduce a trailblazer in education, a leader who doesn't just talk about change, but creates it. An academician with over 4 decades of institution building experience, she's played a lead role in nurturing her students to become professionals with a heart. Dr. Shahani was the first Indian to be appointed the vice chair on the Board of Governors of International Baccalaureate, and she's been invited to lead corporate boards and key listed companies in providing impetus for academia-industry collaboration.
Dr. Shahani is an independent director on the board of Indian Oil Corporation, Colgate Palm Oil of India Limited, HSBC Asset Management, Digeo, Bajaj Electricals Limited, Hubac Colorants India Ltd, and the Advertising Standards Council of India, ASCI.
Dr. Shahani has also received several awards and accolades. This includes an Excellence in Education Award by FICCI FLO, Citizen of Mumbai Award by the Rotary Club of Bombay, Mumbai Women of the Decade Award by ASSOCHAM Ladies League, and Asia's 100 Powerful and Rising Women Leader in 2023 by White Page International, an Indian Express Award for Women Entrepreneurship. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause to Dr. Indu Shahani.
A very good morning to all of you. What a beautiful morning. I must say that Ganesh, what idea that you created 10 years ago is really, really going to go very far, because even the rain gods supported you today, and I think they also believe that every student must be counseled. So thank you so much, and to see so many of you here this morning, it's really, really wonderful. You know, I can't believe that 10 years ago what he started, he's got over 100 universities all over the world over here, and this is what India is really capable of. This is what Indian educators are very capable of. This is what all of you are so capable of. So first, a big round cheer for all of you here, because you are the ones who are sending those wonderful students to my college, to Atlas University. An idea which started 10 years ago even for us, a small idea just to start a design school, which then became, Parsons joined hands, became a much bigger project, then a management, and we felt, why are we only creating job seekers? Why are we not creating job givers? So we started the School of Entrepreneurship, and it was in the pandemic when the government of Maharashtra approached us and said, would you like to become a university? And we had no idea about how it's going to be. But I think with the support and with great good wishes from all of you and all your schools, we became a university in 2021, and today we have become the youngest university in India to get A grade. Thank you so much for all your best wishes. Now to talking about counseling as an idea. Counseling, and I would say that I'm reminded here about even a whisper can make a difference. And this is where I'm reminded about many years ago when I was a student, a fellow at Sydenham University, and I was offered the job of a lecturer in Sydenham College. But at that time, I got lured into applying to a multinational for a job, worked very, very hard to get into that job, 3 months of working hard and 8 interviews. And the 8th interview was just to sign and say, yes, I'm joining. I was going down the elevator when mothers, how beautiful they are, how wonderful they are, she put in a whisper in my ear, a sentence that changed my life. She said, the smiles you will get from the students will go far beyond the smiles you will ever get. It'll go far beyond selling soap, shampoo, and detergent. And that's when I decided that I'll go back to teaching. And today, I can say I've finished many, many years of teaching. And today, I feel my students are our life. And as all of you, I'm very privileged that I'm in this profession. So just a whisper made all the difference. I can see that today you're going to have a lot of speeches, you're going to have a lot of speakers, but I think all of you should actually introspect at this time and see what is it different that we are going to do for our children now. What is it? Every child needs support. Whether they are in school in the junior college, in the junior schools or senior schools, or they are in the college, or they are doing MBA with us, you know, they need support. I just saw a photograph of mine with someone, and I got reminded of this little story. This young boy, young man, who joined HR college at that time, 3 years, did his BCom. When I would go to teach in his class, and if I taught principles of management, and there were 14 principles, and I would finish 12, he would come out of the class and follow me and say, "But you didn't finish the last 2 principles." I said, "But the bell rang." And I said, "I can tell you now, or I'll tell you where to read from." The boy who was so particular, he was actually counseling me. And then he said after that, he finished, and he said to me that I will now want to go abroad to study. So we gave absolute fabulous recommendations, got into everywhere. 3 months later, he came back, sitting in front of me and telling me, "I don't want to go abroad. I don't want to study further. What do you want to do?" "I want to take up film direction." And I'm sure you guessed it. The young man was, and I told him, the discipline you showed in the class, the absolute passion that you showed in the class will make you go far. And therefore, this young man today, I said, "You'll do well wherever you are," was Karan Johar that you saw in the picture there with me. And I'm so glad that these counseling bits anywhere, please go down elevators, please go downstairs. Dr. Amrit Singh used to tell me, don't sit in your chair as a principal or as a chancellor now. I'm always on the floors. Take your desk anywhere. Principals, teachers, keep meeting students, touching hearts, and enlightening minds. Finally, I would just like to say a Chinese proverb which says, once you lived your life, it does not matter what car you drove or what house you had, but whether you made a difference in the life of a student. That's it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shahani, for all of your incredible support, your thoughtful words, and for setting the tone for the next 2 days.
Before we dive ahead, we've got to hit pause for something very important. A big, heartfelt thank you to a very special partner. A huge shout out to our opening plenary partner and one of our co-hosts of the conference, the University of Southampton, for being the wind beneath this morning's wings. With over 150 years of history, they are a founding member of the Russell Group and consistently placed in the top 100 universities in the world by the QS World University Rankings. Can we have the video so we can learn more about the University of Southampton, please?
At the University of Southampton, we're not just imagining a better future, we're making it happen. Our groundbreaking research has real impact, and we empower students with hands-on learning and access to world-class facilities. Located on the vibrant south coast of the UK, less than 90 minutes from London, students thrive in a dynamic environment that's both historic and high-tech. Our industry-driven programs prepare students for standout careers anywhere across the globe. Now, this world-class experience is available at the University of Southampton, Delhi campus. The same excellence in education, strong industry connections, and personalized career support. For one student, the experience speaks for itself.
Unforgettable, life-changing, and exceptional. These are the best words I can use to describe my time at Southampton.
Thank you to the University of Southampton. So they say it takes a village to raise a child, and at IC3 we know that it takes a community that shows up every single day. So that's teachers, counselors, school leaders, families, and yes, a couple of very busy group chats that keep it all going. So that's why our host schools feel like a family that have genuinely embedded the idea of counseling as a culture into their ethos. So may I invite all of the educators from the host school to please stand and rise where you're sitting. All of our host schools are up on the slide, and I'd love for the educators to please take a moment to stand. And the incredible student volunteers who are here from our host school as well. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Honestly, without them, this wouldn't be happening. They are quite literally the backbone of this event.
It's now my privilege to present co-host partners for this year's conference. First up, we want to thank and once again acknowledge our opening plenary sponsor, who are also our co-hosts for this year, the University of Southampton. Our incredible co-hosts include Mahesh Navani School of Brain, Body and Behavior at Rishi Hood University, Universal AI University, and Whistling Woods University International. This year's co-hosts are integral allies in the pursuit of counseling in every school. We are incredibly grateful for your belief, your energy, and your support in this mission.
So first up, we have the Mahesh Navani School of Brain, Body and Behavior at Rishi Hood University. This institution is really bringing disruptive change with the forefront in ventures with integrative health, mindful education, and health tech innovation. And did you know the institution was recently launched by the Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi? Let's take a moment to see their inspiring vision through the short film.
What does it mean to be truly intelligent? To solve equations? Or to understand emotion? To build faster machines? Or to live fuller lives? We live in an age of paradox. More connected, yet lonelier. More cures, yet more illness. The world needs a new kind of intelligence. Rishi Hood University presents Mahesh Navani School of Brain, Body and Behavior, where science meets self-awareness. This isn't just a school, it's where the future of the human mind begins.
Thank you, Mahesh Navani School of Brain, Body and Behavior at Rishi Hood University. That is true magic right there. Now, coming to Universal AI Uni, heads up. Did you know UAI is guided by India's first American MIT alum as Vice Chancellor, 60 CEOs on the advisory board, and a global CEO as Chancellor? UAI empowers real-world AI skills and industry-driven learning. Let's play the video, please.
If you had told me years back that I'm going to set up India's first artificial intelligence university, I wouldn't have believed it. A place where students not only just learn about AI in business, but actually learn how to apply it to solve problems. That's how Universal AI University was born. And we're doing many things differently here. First artificial intelligence university in India, experiential learning at its core. I believe that education is more than just degrees. It's about preparing yourself for what comes next. And what's next is a world where AI, sustainability, and innovation define success. Building the future together.
Thank you, Universal AI University. Last but not least, we have Whistling Woods International. Here's a really special note. Whistling Woods International was founded by one of India's leading filmmakers, Mr. Subhash Ghai, and is one of the few universities in the world that sits right in the middle of a major film city. So imagine going to class and bumping into an actual film shoot on the way. Let's watch the Whistling Woods International video.
Committed to excellence. Destined for greatness. Strengthened by passion. Unified by vision. We're dreamers who dare. Leaders who foster change. Artists who challenge reality. Believers who take action. We don't wait for luck. We bend it to make our own destiny. We go the extra mile because the world's big enough to fit our dream, to lose and find ourselves in.
We are not just dreamers, we are doers.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our stellar co-hosts, Universalia University, Whistling Woods International, and Mahesh Navani School of Body, Brain and Behavior at Rashid University. And of course, University of Southampton.
Okay, next up, it's the segment that we've all been waiting for, and I can also say particularly she has been waiting for because she has all his books on a shelf, and her mother, who's sitting in the audience, is also a fan. So Asta, take it away for the introduction.
It's an honor to introduce a remarkable thinker, storyteller, a cultural guide whose words have helped millions understand and decode the timeless wisdom of mythology even in today's modern lives. Our special keynote speaker believes that myths are not just old stories that belong in dusty books. They are cultural truths that map the human mind, helping us make sense of who we are and how we live today.
So with over 25 years, he's written and illustrated over 50 books, sharing his unique insights through acclaimed columns in the Economic Times, Times of India, The Hindu, and numerous other publications. Many of you also know him from his popular TV show Business Sutra and Devlok, where he's brought ancient stories into everyday conversations. He's guided companies like Jio and Hotstar with his expertise and continues to be one of the most sought-after voices in leadership, culture, change, and governance. His current focus on dharmic leadership and his ahimsa management reminds us that ancient wisdom still holds the key to modern challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Devdutt Patnaik to stage for the keynote address. A really quick note, Mr. Devdutt will take a few questions after his keynote address. So if you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand. A student volunteer will bring a piece of paper, write your question, your name, and your institution's name, and they will share it with us, and we'll cover as many as we can. So it's an honor to have you, and welcome.
Namaste. So my name is Devdutt Patnaik, and I write on mythology. Now, to understand mythology, we need to understand a little bit about nature. So think about a plant. Think about an animal. Think about herbivores and carnivores. Just switch off from this current world and your cell phones and move to a world where there are no human beings. There are rivers, there are mountains, there's the ocean, there are bees, there are butterflies, there are monkeys, there are all kinds of birds, all kinds of fishes, all kinds of reptiles. Now, if you were to see these animals 1,000 years ago, they would behave exactly the way they do today. Bees 1,000 years ago, butterflies 1,000 years ago, serpents 1,000 years ago, rats 1,000 years ago, monkeys 1,000 years ago behaved exactly the way they do today. The banyan tree behaved the same way, the basil tree behaved the same way, the grass behaved the same way 1,000 years ago. But now think about human beings. With each passing generation, human beings change. You do not behave or believe in things that your parents did. They did not behave or believe in things their grandparents did. And you go back generation after generation after generation, and you see that with each passing generation, human culture changes. Because there are new tools and there are new technologies, but more importantly, you have new stories, new ways of looking at the world. So with every passing generation, you have a new technology. For example, we had Stone Age tools. Then you had bronze tools. Then you had iron tools. Now you have the Industrial Revolution. We have electricity. We have digital technology. And now we have AI. So technology is continuously changing human culture. But falling in love today is no different from falling in love 1,000 years ago. You are jealous today. 1,000 years ago, people were jealous. Has the quality of jealousy changed? Has the quality of anger changed? Has the quality of heartbreak changed? Has the quality of frustration changed? So what has changed and what has not changed? It is something that we don't pay attention to. What is changing is the tools and the technology and the external world. What is not changing is the internal world. Our emotions, our aspirations, our hungers, our yearnings, our cravings, our insecurities, our curiosities, we are seeking things. This has not changed. And so we seek more, but it does not go away. The hunger doesn't go away. So I want to tell you a story which I write about a lot. It is a story of Bakasur, a demon from the epic Mahabharata. He was always hungry. He was so hungry that he would eat everything that was around him. He would eat all the food that was served to him. And then he would start eating those who served him. So he would eat the food, he would eat the waiter, he would eat the chef. He would eat everything because he's so hungry. And therefore we called him the demon of hunger. Today we don't use words like hunger. We have replaced the word hunger with the word ambition. Nobody is hungry anymore, but everybody is ambitious. I want more and more and more, and it's a good thing. To be ambitious is good. To be aspirational is good. But how do you differentiate yourself from Bakasur? Who are we consuming in our quest for more and more and more and more and more? Who is eating us? Who are we consuming? These stories are capturing our inner world, not the outer world. Nobody is a cannibal out there. But we feel we are being consumed. We are being eaten. This idea of consumption now shapes the world. We are encouraged to consume. And if you don't consume, there will be comparison. And when there is comparison, there is competition. And when there's competition, there is conflict. And when there's conflict, you want to win. And we all want our children to be winners. We don't want them to be losers. And the games continue. We call them the Hunger Games. And we are all hungry. The question is, by the logic of hunger, someone who has a lot of wealth and a lot of power should be content. But try meeting people who are rich and powerful and famous as per your definition. Spend an evening with them. And when you'll realize how fragile they are, how insecure they are, how hungry they are for attention, for control. They are not living content lives. Because someone told them, if you are content, you will lose the will to live. Contentment is complacency. Contentment is compromise. That is what we are hammering day after day after day in our education systems. Be hungry, don't be content. Be hungry, don't be content. Hunger, 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 more food, more food, more food, more power, more power, more power, more fame, more influence. The more you have, the more comfortable you will be. But the moment you are successful, that dream changes. And they're saying, well, not enough, not enough. It's never enough. You need more and more and more and more and more. And the whole world is shaped by these two schools of thought. On one side, you have capitalists talking about we need more wealth. On the other side, you have socialists saying we need to distribute more wealth. But in the process, nobody is talking about hunger. Nobody is talking about hunger. We forget we are not plants and animals. When you give food to a plant or an animal, it stops eating after a certain amount of time when its stomach is full. When the predator's stomach is full, it stops hunting. The prey does not eat fully till it sees the predator has been filled with food. There is a limit to what a plant eats and an animal eats. But human hunger never ends. We are hungry all the time. In fact, the more food we get, the more addicts we become. We become addicts and we want more and more and more and more, and that's the dopamine rush. Because no one told us that, you know what, there are alternatives. You can pull back. It is possible to grow even when you are content. There are different forms of growth. Accumulating wealth does not take away your hunger. Accumulating power does not take away your insecurity. Something else does. And that is where counseling plays a very important role. Because counseling is conversation about asking ourselves, who are you counseling? Are you counseling the Bakasur? How to find more food? Or are you counseling the Bakasur and saying, you know what? It is possible to get out of this trap. You don't have to be discontented in order to be successful. You can be calm, composed, content, and bring joy to the world. This possibility is not being explored around the world, and therefore the senior statesmen who you can see on your phones every day on Instagram talking like children, wanting more and more and more. The topmost leaders in the world are behaving like bullies because they have all subscribed to the Bakasur trap. They genuinely believe Bakasur will save the world. The more I assume, the more I hoard, the happier I will be. This story needs to change. And what is the story that we need to tell people? Ask yourself, when you look at your cell phone, what do you do more? Do you scroll or do you search? Don't answer the question. Everybody gives a good answer. The search engine is usually in a shopping site. We do not indulge in curiosity. We are in the education space, but we approach education through hunger. Will you get a job? Will you get a career? Will you rise in life? Will you earn enough money? We do not approach education through curiosity, jigyasa. Because when a child is curious, you do not have to chase them to do the homework. Because the child is curious. When a child is hungry, it will seek food. When a child is insecure, it will seek support, security, comfort. When a child is curious, it will automatically seek knowledge. Is education today designed around giving information or stirring curiosity? Because when you are curious, you start recognizing the Bakasur. Only when you're curious, you realize the Bakasur is so hungry, it does not think about the ecosystem. It doesn't think about the other. It becomes self-absorbed. Today, the children are mostly single children. Both parents go to work, to office. They live in a world of digital technology where they are the primary consumers. It's all about me, me, me. The only other person is the person with whom I play video games. And the purpose of video games is to kill. Kill the alien. Kill the dinosaur. Kill the wizard. Kill, kill, kill. Because when you kill, you will win. This is not enabling a healthy society where and you wonder why divorce rates are rising. Because nobody is talking about the other. We are not talking about the other. People around us, our friends, our family, we are seeing, when we look at the other, we are saying, what can he give me to eat? A useless friend does not entertain me. But if I approach it differently, what is it that there in him? Am I curious about him? What is his hunger? What is his fear? What is it that he is curious about? He becomes an object of study. She becomes an object of study. We live in relationships and wonder why our partners don't look at us. They don't look at our insecurities. They do not look at our food. What do we want? And that is why relationships break down. Counseling is about enabling people to understand our hunger and the hunger of people around us, the insecurity of people around us, the curiosity of people around us. It is not about eating, it is about feeding. It is about giving food to the other. The Bakasur story tells us about a hero called Bhima who kills Bakasur, and this story is repeatedly shown on television. A violent story where Bhima pulverizes Bakasur and children cheer because the villain has been killed. But that is not what the Mahabharata says. What the Mahabharata says is that Bakasur is dead. Bhima is victorious. But Bhima is always hungry. He's called the wolf-bellied man. He eats all the time. And his wife Draupadi has a magical pot with which she can feed him anything he desires. All that he desires. It's called Draupadi's Thali. And she feeds him, and she feeds him, and she feeds him, and he keeps eating and eating and eating until suddenly he hears the sound of Draupadi's bangles. Now think about it. In his memory, Draupadi was a healthy person with bangles in her hands which did not jingle. They did not move because she was nice and plump. But now that she's cooking and feeding him all the time, she has no time to eat. She's serving him, serving him, serving him. She has lost weight. She has become thin. Her bangles have become loose and they start to jingle, jingle, jingle. And that is when Bhima becomes curious. Why is Draupadi's bangles jingling? Not out of concern for her, but because he's disturbed from eating. And then he looks up and realizes Draupadi is thin, weak, emaciated, and he wonders, when did she eat her meal? And Draupadi says, once you finish, I will eat. Because the moment I eat, all the food will get finished. So I'm not allowed to eat until everybody has been fed. And that's when Bhima realizes, as long as he is eating, Draupadi will be starving. He has to stop eating and start feeding. You have to figure out, when you counsel children about careers and life and all the health issues, the mental health issues, the physical health issues, when you're telling them to be successful in life, great achievers, will they be eaters like Bakasur and Bhim, or will they be feeders who look at Draupadi's hunger, who hear the sounds of the bangles jingling and realize the purpose of life is not simply to eat, it is also to feed. So rescue your children from the Bakasur trap. Rescue yourselves from the Bakasur trap. We can be content and still be successful in life, where we create an ecosystem where everyone feels nourished, safe, and enlightened. The word for this, the phrase for this in Hindi is Jangal mein Mangal. Jungle is the world out there, a forest, a terrible forest where there are predators who will attack you. Mangal is a place, your home, your kitchen, where Draupadi stays and is fed by Bhim. Thank you.
We've got some questions. Thank you so much, sir. That was incredibly inspiring. And we have inspired questions from the audience as well. So I'll start with the first one. As a mythologist, you interpret stories and symbols to draw out life lessons. How can students apply this wisdom from mythology to make informed career decisions and deal with the uncertainties of the future? So this has come from Ms. Neha at Delhi Public School in Jodhpur.
So you know, there is, again in Mahabharata, the story of Bhima running after a golden flower to make his wife happy. So he's chasing this flower when suddenly Hanuman comes in his way and stops him. Because he's walking with great focus. He's walking in a single direction, not looking left and right, kicking everything in his path, because he's been told he has to be successful and is to reach that goal. And suddenly, Hanuman lands on the ground and trips him with his tail and tells him, look down. Why are you always looking ahead? Can you just look down a bit? I think the story that we need to tell our children is that while, yes, we have to achieve in success, ask yourself, while you are achieving success, for whom are you trying to be successful? And I think this question needs to be asked to parents. Because very often, parents are the cheerleaders of their children because they want the trophy. And that's the bitter truth of life. The trophy is not for the child, the trophy is for the parent. So that the world will say, Aap kitne mahan ho, your child has become the top doctor. Have you asked the child? So you find children from extremely affluent backgrounds. I have the worst. I met a billionaire's child. Billionaire, not millionaire. Billionaire's child. I said, what do you want to do? And her answer was, make more money. And that revealed to me how terrible her imagination is. This is a billionaire's daughter, only child, who believes the purpose of life is to earn another million. And that's the greatest tragedy of the 21st century.
Absolutely, sir. I think you really echoed how parents are essentially the voice of our conscience, right? And the foundation of it. And the next question actually connects to that. So what if counseling students to be content can sometimes lead to complacency and to passivity and not being their best versions?
Yeah.
This is from Ms. Madhu Chadda at DPS Faridabad.
This is because we have been conditioned in the culture of self. Everything is about self. You would have read this horrible thesis called Maslow's hierarchy. Every school teacher teaches this to their children. The highest level is self-actualization. There is no room for the other. There is no other. It is Bakasur Pro Max. So basically they are telling you that if you don't go hunting and foraging, what will you do in life? Because the only purpose of hunting and foraging is for you to eat. But when we cook food not just for ourselves. We cook food for the family and friends and neighborhood. We don't just cook food for ourselves. I am content, but my neighborhood is hungry. Should I not cook food? Or have I achieved the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy and have decided to become Kumbhakarna and sleep and think that I have eaten food? I don't care if the rest of the world is dying of hunger, which is how many of our big leaders are talking today. Create gated communities. Terrible, terrible role models, Bakasurs. Terrible. And Maslow's hierarchy, whenever I read it, I'm like, oh my God. The child is so self-actualized that he doesn't want to take care of his old parents. He's so self-actualized. Mom, you told me to be independent and autonomy. I am going to achieve the Nobel Prize. I have no time to take care of you while you are in the hospital bed with a stroke. Because I have to achieve, which is what you told me. So self and the other, looking at the other. So we have to start teaching, otherwise you'll end up with all the state leaders. I don't want to take their names, but take top 10 leaders of the world and each one of them is on top of Maslow's hierarchy and it's a very scary place.
I think Bakasur Pro Max is going to be trending after this, for sure. And also completely agreed, sir. I love the idea that career decision making should be about purpose for a larger cause rather than just a choice for self. So we have another interesting question coming up for you.
You often say mythology is truth expressed through stories, right? In today's world of AI, where stories can be machine generated, do you think mythology will lose its human essence or will it revolve into something entirely new? This is a question by Miss Rajni and Sonam from KL International School, Meerut.
So stories only work in a live scenario. It does not work on television, screen, theater, puppet. People have tried all these things. The most powerful storytelling is human to human. That is why we love gossiping. The day you can gossip with AI, then life will be better. But will AI tell you who is sleeping with whom?
Oh, wow.
So I don't think, even with all the information download happening, those are certain details of our bathroom and our bedrooms that will never be known to AI. So we are safe.
I think some people who are using ChatGPT as their therapist in the audience today are going to be reconsidering their choices.
Okay, that was an amazing talk, honestly. I'm an
Thank
even
you.
bigger
Thank you so much.
obsessed fan right now.
Okay, so we have one more question, which is, how do we stop the continuous quest of I am not doing enough? And this has come from Ms. Smriti Singh Bhati.
Yes, we are living in an industrial revolution where every human being has become a machine who has to be efficient, effective, and productive, or thrown aside. Have you realized how we have been turned into consumers, laborers, and we have to be productive all the time to satisfy an imaginary hunger of an imaginary society? Because someone out there is going to benefit from your productivity. The thing is, a tree can produce only so many fruits. Do you remember the tree from which you ate the sweetest mango? You don't. And every tree dies, but every year mangoes are available. And that is what you need to tell some of the most successful people on earth. The day you disappear, the world won't collapse. Someone will replace you. There is a mango tree ready to replace every mango tree. We are all replaceable commodities. So calm down. Let others produce while you consume, and you produce when others consume. And it is in this mutuality of feeding that we will find good relationships. You do not have to be the best employee and the best worker. Try and be a good friend, a good partner, a good brother, a good sister, a good father, a good mother. That is far more important than being a successful CEO. Absolutely. Otherwise, you will end up in your penthouse in the topmost apartment in Manhattan and wonder whether you should marry someone who has no expressions on her face because it is filled with Botox.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I think you really brought the house down. I really am falling short of words to say how incredible that was. And thank you all so much for your thoughtful questions.
And if you want a copy of the Bakasura Trap, this was a sales pitch. It's outside. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So if you could just stay on stage for just a moment.
I'd now like to invite Mr. David Stanley, Executive Director, India Implementation, University of Southampton, UK, to join us on stage to present Mr. Devdutt with a token of our appreciation.
I'm sorry, my apologies. That was Mr. David Winstanley. So ladies and gentlemen, please note that Mr. Devdutt's books are available for purchase in the registration area, including Bakasura Pro Max. So please check it out right after the opening plenary. Okay, so you have all been such an incredible audience. You've been present, patient, excited, responsive, and it's been amazing to be with you all so far. And you've heard us for the last hour and a half or so. So I think now we want to take a moment to hear from you. So can you all pull out your mobile phones and open the camera? We're going to bring up a Menti on screen. And we want to take a moment to pause and hear how you're feeling in this moment and what you're excited about. So we want to know what is the one thing you are looking forward to most in the next 2 days of the conference. So to respond to this Menti, actually, sorry, we wanted to do the QR code, but can you go to your browser and go to menti.com, www.menti.com, and use the code 75927825 to respond to this question. So you can share any one thing that you're really excited about and you're looking forward to in the next 2 days of the conference. Let me start as well with you. Okay, I see the responses have started coming. Networking, learning, food. Okay, another hands up here. Botox removal. Okay. Party, meeting people, growth. Mr. Bowman Irani, I'm also looking forward to that one.
Yeah. To kill Bakasura for me, nice.
Seeing friends, meeting new colleagues, connecting. Somebody wants to meet Bakasura, is it? Okay. Lovely. This is amazing. Keep it coming. I can see someone's excited to party as well. You can't miss the gala dinner tonight. There's an incredible DJ and dole coming your way. Okay, can we go to the next question, Sandy? Okay, so stay on the same page. You're going to get another question. Okay, or it's not coming up. No worries. Can we just bring back the previous one otherwise?
Should I just ask them to answer the next question informally?
Okay, no worries. I think just as we mentioned, there might be tiny technical glitches. But thank you all so much for your very, very enthusiastic responses. I think we're also really excited to celebrate all of those incredible things with you. Now we're going to go on to our next segment.
We would now like to recognize our platinum partner, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, HITS. Based in Chennai, HITS is a distinguished institution known for innovation, research, academic excellence. The kind of partner that doesn't just back a mission, but elevates the standard. Their support meaningfully advances our shared goal of counseling in every school, turning intent into genuine impact. Please join me in thanking our platinum partner, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science.
Okay, we're on to the last part of our opening plenary. This morning has just been the start line of the 2 incredible days that are to come, right? Where guidance isn't a service, it's a shared mindset. So today we have the IC3 Institute graduation and then the gala dinner, as I said, with local drums and DJ. Tomorrow we have the closing plenary and the annual IC3 awards. And graduates, we can't wait to hear you cheer on as you take on learning into the new world. There's an important note we wanted to add from earlier. As IC3 Institute enters its next chapter, the regional forums are now going to evolve into IC3 regional conferences. So deeper, more immersive, and co-led across the ecosystem. We begin with our first residential IC3 regional conference at OP Jindal Global University between January 22nd to 24th, 2026. Registrations and call for proposals are going to open this September. And if your institution, school, or university would like to co-create what is next, please connect with an IC3 representative at the pavilion. And we'll also be sharing more about this at the closing plenary with details, so please make sure to stay back and don't miss it.
And to our award recipients, get those acceptance smiles ready. You've raised the bar for all of us. For the grand finale, don't miss our closing plenary, as Kritika ma'am just mentioned, with Sri Sanjay Kumar, IAS, Secretary, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Government of India, and, of course, Boman Irani, iconic, as we all loving know as Virus, bringing wisdom with a wink.
We also have 35 breakout sessions, so think of them as your gold field. Pick 3 must-dos, 2 stretch choices, 1 wild card, and leave with plans, partners, and momentum, not just your notes.
Deal? Then hydrate, hi-fi a stranger. Let's make the next 36 hours unforgettable.
So here are some important reminders before we walk out of the plenary today. Please make sure to wear your badge and your lanyards at all times. And please utilize the mobile app. You can reconnect with old friends, meet new people, schedule appointments, plan your session schedule, and so much more.
For meals, please use the coupons at the back of your lanyard. All meals and refreshments will be served in the expo area of level 3 and on the concourse in level 2. If you are in need of help, please look for any one of the many students and other volunteers around the conference venue who are here to assist you. Attend the Plan Networking with Universities event today at 3 p.m.
And for my fellow school delegates, the Plan Networking with High Schools event is tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Each school will have its own table where visiting university representatives will come and find you. So if you have printed materials to share, that's great. However, please note it's not required. Just your presence at your table is good enough. And finally, bring all your love, all your energy, and your attention to the sessions with participation.
Thank you so much for rocking it with us today at the opening plenary. And hey, don't even think about slowing down, because this conference is just getting warmed up. So go on, explore like you're on a treasure hunt. Connect like you're building your very own dream team. Learn like it's your superpower. Most importantly, have the absolute best time. This conference, it's yours. Let's go.
Thank you all so much for joining us today at the opening plenary. And give it up for my student MC, all. She's been incredible
Thank you so
today.
much.
You can also take some time to chat with the student volunteers, learn about their aspirations, and have an amazing, amazing next 2 days at the conference. Thank you so, so much. Check. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Devdutt Patnaik is signing books at the plenary registration area, which is just outside the expo. Please make sure to grab a copy and get a signed copy as well.
Hello. I'm kindly requesting everyone to please clear out the room as we need to change the setup. And yeah, please you can clear out to the expo area. Again, I'm kindly requesting everyone to please clear out the plenary area. And bye. Thank you all. We're just rearranging the setup and you can be back soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note the lunch is now open in the level 3 expo area and the level 2 concourse. Please take lunch at the level 2 expo area or the level 2 concourse. Thank you. Check. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please collect your bags from the plenary hall. The room is being set up for the networking event. So kindly remove all your bags from the plenary hall. Please make sure to do so in the next 10 minutes. Thank you.
Hello everyone, just to let you know, we have buffet on the level 2 as well. So you can just step down on level 2.
Let's see.
Yeah, super easy. Yeah. Keep it here. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Sounds
As long
good.
as we have the same script.
We're reading from the document.
Yes, from the document.
Not from anything that we download. So it's going to work.
Should be fine. Okay.
Hello, check. Hello. Please note there's lunch on level 2 as well. I repeat, please note that there's lunch on level 2 as well. Attention please. Lunch is served on level 2 as well. I repeat, lunch is served on level 2 as well.